All right, Shalom Akim, Shalom. Hey, Yabba Shemal Shai, Brakathum. To my dear brothers out there, you lady and sisters worshiping Yahweh Shemal Shai in spirit and in truth. All praises to Yahweh Shemal Shai and double honors to the elder apostles of the great millstone. This one gonna be a quick, just a news alert. A quick news alert. The elder brother Barack in the camp over here in Great Millstone, Los Angeles. The brother shared like a number of different videos, and I just want to report on it. These videos are very important to understand. As far as Esau Edom, he got something up his sleeve, and as we moving into 2024, man, you got to stay watching and you got to stay praying. All right, matter of fact, I entitled it "News Alert: Terrorist Threats on High Alert." And I'm just going to play a lot of videos. I don't have too many scriptures. I just want to let a lot of the news ride. And this is the brother video right here. The brother did a quick lesson on it. The brother's page is GMS Barak Allah space 77. And it's called There Should Be Sedition. And the brother was reporting on it. And subscribe and be edified. But like I said, I'm going to let a lot of this news play. Just a news alert. And this is straight on CNN.com. It's called FBI Director on Signs of Threats to the U.S. I see blinking lights everywhere I turn. So this Edomite definitely got something up his sleeve. And we're just going to continually watch as these devils sabotage themselves in order to try to get their newer order established. All right. So let's play a lot of this news. One of these newses. This first news alert. Bear with me. All of a sudden it doesn't.
How does he have time to visit everyone in one night?
Well, he has VIP parking.
And how does he know if I've been naughty or nice?
He sees everything.
Everything? Let me guess. He's got lots of storage, too. And that's how he does it.
The electric BMW Road Home sales event is on now. Lease the 2024 BMW iX xDrive 50 for $699 per month, now through January 2nd.
And that concern is being echoed in the United States, where the Justice Department is reporting a sharp increase in hate crime investigations since October 7th. And the director of the FBI told a Senate committee on Tuesday that it's been following a, quote, drumbeat of foreign terror threats since Hamas's attack on Israel.
We're working around the clock to identify and disrupt potential attacks by those inspired by Hamas's horrific terrorist attacks in Israel. I've never seen a time where all the threats, or so many of the threats, are all elevated, all at exactly the same time.
Would you say that there's multiple blinking red lights out there?
I see blinking lights everywhere I turn.
That's the first video clip I have there for you, straight from CNN.com, and all the links are in the description box. Here's the next video that we have here. Damn, all of a sudden, okay, there we go.
All right, this is breaking this hour. Terror threats against the United States reach an all-time high.
I've never seen a time where so many of the threats are all elevated, all at exactly the same time.
He is not prone to dramatic talk, in fact, the opposite. So if he is underscoring something, it is a real threat.
A heightened level like we have never seen.
Breaking news coming out in the past 24 hours as FBI Director Wray warns of an unprecedented terrorist threat to the United States. He sees blinking red lights everywhere, and he's also urging the U.S. to take precaution for faith-based communities amid anti-Semitism and Islamophobia. And I'm going to be sharing with you the latest video footage and articles coming out on this as the FBI Director says terror threats elevated to an all-time high since October 7th, blinking red lights everywhere. And they're also saying that the FBI Director Wray is not somebody that typically issues these threats. Vocalizing this and very directly is very concerning, that we need to be on the watch with these threats that are being articulated by the FBI. And this comes as we had heard that they believe there are sleeper cells that are already here. I'm going to share with you some clips as they're saying they're coming across the border. They're already here, and we need to be on the lookout. And they're saying it has never been this high. Not even since 9/11 has the threat of a terrorist attack on U.S. soil been this elevated. So I'm going to be sharing with you the latest information so that way you can see it for yourself. And again, these articles have come out in the past 24 hours. I'll link this in the description below and share with you the video footage so you can see the latest. And if you appreciate the updates, do me a quick favor before we dive in. Don't forget, smash that like button. Just takes a second. If you want to stay up to date, it's totally free. Why not? Hit the subscribe button, turn on that notification bell, and it will then pop up in your YouTube feed so you can.
That's the second video that we have for you right there. Like I said, it's just gonna be reporting on the news. Not too much really to say. It's the videos speak for themselves, and what it is for us is to continue to watch and pray, because we know that Esau is the self-proclaimed white man is the devil. He's trying to establish his new world order, and he's doing it by the means of sabotaging his own self, causing order out of chaos. The Hegelian dialectic. Here's the next video right here. You know, let me let this one load while we do this one, because for some reason it's giving me a little problems. All right, so here's the next one. Forgive me, bear with me, man. For some reason, just right now, as soon as I want to start it, it's having all these technicals. Let me see. Don't want to play. Let me see. What's going on here? Okay. What's going on, man? Let's go. Yeah, man, got a little gremlin on it. Oh, damn, there. Let me see. Okay, damn. Come on, man. Shit. Forgive me, bear with me, brothers. I don't know what this is about. It's a little demon wanting to stop it. Doesn't want to play. Let me try to see if I open up another link of the same.
Good evening to our viewers in the West, and thank you for
where'd you go?
For being with us. We want to begin tonight with breaking news about America's national security and the warnings from the FBI to local, state, and federal law enforcement about the possibility of terror attacks right here on the homeland. CBS News got a look at a new joint bulletin that warns that groups like al-Qaeda and ISIS will likely use the Israel-Hamas war to increase calls for violence in the U.S. this holiday season. The bulletin says the most likely primary targets could include churches, synagogues, and members of the Jewish community. Today, the FBI director was telling senators that the U.S. is facing the highest risk of attack in years, that there are blinking lights everywhere, and warning terrorists will exploit the southern border. The head of the FBI says the Bureau is working to identify and disrupt these potential attacks, with foreign terrorist groups openly calling for strikes against Americans. He also said that the number of threats are at a whole other level since the October 7th attack on Israel. CBS's Catherine Herridge has reviewed this new bulletin. She's got the new details. Good evening, Catherine.
Good evening, Nora. The intelligence chatter is almost always elevated during the holidays, but this year government analysts expect heightened rhetoric, with terrorist groups and their media outlets latching on to the conflict.
With the Israeli military bearing down on southern Gaza and Hanukkah only days away, the new intelligence report reviewed by CBS News warns of increased threats from foreign terrorist groups and mirrors FBI Director Christopher Wray's testimony today on Capitol Hill.
Blinking red lights analogy about 9/11, all the lights were blinking red before 9/11. Would you say that there's multiple blinking red lights out there?
I see blinking lights everywhere I turn.
In stark language, the intelligence report predicts ISIS and al-Qaeda will likely use the Middle East conflict to increase calls for violence in the U.S. this holiday season compared to prior years, as new details emerge about an alleged plot to attack Las Vegas.
We charged the suspect with multiple...
So you brothers and sisters see, you can see persecution is coming. You can see these devils are setting it up. Nice and smooth. They setting it up. All right. And, you know what I mean? Watch and pray. Now, this one right here, this is the last little couple things I'm going to show. And the elder brother out there in Vegas, which they said they want to attack Vegas. It's all crazy, but it says Pentagon investigating nearly 200 soldiers they suspect are evacuating or supporting the overthrow of the U.S. government. So you have soldiers that...
Well, here's some terrifying...
They want to overthrow the government. And I guess they're going for it. They're going for it of some video of some sort. But if you go to GMS Vegas sit downs, 144K, the brother put a video together called "The Kingdom Divided." U.S. servicemen alleged to have plotted a government overthrow. So I'm gonna let a lot of this video play at 6 minutes, and then I got a scripture, and then that's it. Just a news alert.
News for everybody. Every year, the Pentagon conducts an internal audit, if you will, a study, an analysis, an examination, whatever you want to call it. But they look at their own ranks, at their own members of the United States military, and they report on the extremism brewing within the ranks of the United States military. And according to their most recent audit, the results of which were released last Thursday, oopsie-doo, we seem to have a lot of people in the United States military that are actively calling for overthrowing the government of the United States. Now, when I say a lot of people, please keep in mind, it's 78. Okay, that is the exact number of people that they found. You know, God knows how many they didn't find that hold these beliefs but aren't actively posting them on social media. But I think one member of the United States military actively calling for overthrowing the United States government is too many. 78 is 78 times too many. Let me read you this. 78 service members were suspected of advocating for the overthrow of the U.S. government, and another 44 were suspected of engaging or supporting terrorism. There were 183 allegations of extremism across all the branches of military, broken down not only into efforts to overthrow the government and terrorism, but also advocating for widespread discrimination or violence to achieve political goals. The Inspector General report also included instances of alleged criminal gang activity. There were 58 allegations of gang activity across the military. These include extremist activity like being neo-Nazis, being white supremacists, anti-government movements, and that, of course, has been growing, and numerous violent plots by veterans and even active duty troops have been thwarted in recent years. I didn't know that. Like, where are the details on these plots from members of the military trying to overthrow the government that the government itself ended up thwarting? Like, kind of feels like y'all aren't giving us the full report here. We need details, and to be honest, we need people's names. Now, keep in mind, as I said, the 78 instances of overthrowing the government, the 44 instances of terrorism, the dozens of others of alleged gang activity. This is all just what was reported to military officials. So this Inspector General report did not go out there and interview people. They didn't actually launch an investigation. They just got in their database, said, okay, here's all these reports. Let's look at them. Let's count them. Boom, boom, boom. Here's your numbers. Let's go. So this is just what was reported and acted upon. There could be hundreds, there could be thousands more of these kinds of people hiding within our military, getting training, getting weapons, learning the ins and outs of sensitive, government buildings. And we only have a handful of them. And there were court-martials. There were some that were handled by, local police, depending on where they were. These people were disciplined. There were a lot of dishonorable discharges, but but the number of people that were disciplined or discharged does not equal the number of people that were caught. So that's a little weird, right? We're just letting some of them go, or we're just not taking action on them. Here's what's happened. And this actually goes all the way back to the Bush administration, folks. During the Bush administration, the so-called war on terror, once it became very obvious that we had launched a full-scale invasion of Iraq based on complete and total lies, recruitment for the military dropped tremendously. George W. Bush and Dick Cheney did not have the troops necessary to continue their offensive. So what happened at the time, and we did stories about this at the time in Ring of Fire, yes, we've been around that long, we talked about the fact, because there were reports that showed military recruiters lowered their criteria. The military itself lowered their criteria, allowing people with known criminal convictions into the military, whereas in the past they would have been kicked out or not allowed in. Same thing with, known affiliations with dangerous groups or gangs or whatever it is. They were hurting so bad for troops that they said, screw it, let's let the extremists finally join the military. And as far as I know, because there's been no follow-up reports, that policy did not change. So the problem is the recruiters are not doing their job, and that actually is mentioned in the report. The recruiters are not doing, thorough background checks because they got to meet those quotas, got to get those numbers up. So we're just letting all of these people in. And you know who this benefits, of course? The man who wants to pack the government with people that will not tell him no and basically allow him to become a dictator, Donald Trump. These are the kinds of people that Trump wants in the military. Because a lot of people have said, when I've talked about the extremism with Donald Trump and what he wants to do in the second term and how he likely wouldn't leave after the second term is over, people have said, you're getting too worked up. The military will stop him, right? They're loyal to the Constitution. Okay. Doesn't seem like it. Seems like we got a lot of folks that are in favor of overturning the U.S. government. So keep an eye on that. Because if Trump gets into office, these people might not get dishonorably discharged. They may get a promotion. Hell, they may even find themselves members of his cabinet because they want, it appears, the same thing that he does.
And that was it right there for the news alert. As you brother and sisters could see, Esau is pulling all his devilish tactics. And he's using chaos to establish order. So I just got a quick couple scriptures. That's it. Like I said, just a news alert. Not really too much speaking, just reporting on the news. Isaiah 13:11, it says, "And I will punish the world for their evil and the wicked for their iniquity. And I will cause the arrogance of the proud to cease. And I will lay low the haughtiness of the terrible." So this is all the doing of the Heavenly Father because judgment is coming. This is Luke 21:34. It says, "And take heed to yourselves, lest at any time your heart be overcharged with surfeiting and drunkenness and cares of this life, and so that day come upon you unawares. For as a snare shall it come upon all them that dwell upon that dwell on the face of the earth. Wherefore," it says, "Watch ye therefore, and pray always, that you may be accounted worthy to escape all these things that shall come to pass and stand before the Son of Man." So don't be caught up in, none of us should be too caught up in your own personal self, and you losing track of what's going on as this devil making his moves, and he's using what he called terrorism, but it's really himself doing it too. It's really him doing to himself, and he's gonna bring in policy, the New World Order, the troops, everything. Y'all brethren know he's allowing these people to cross those borders, and the anti-SIM card, he pulling that trick out of the bag. So you brothers and sisters, watch and pray. Yabashima Shah Brakatham. Shalom.